We are back in the career site project assignment, and you can see we have everything here for the index, job info page, top to bottom, and then the style sheet, which we're actually not working in today. Of course, remember my link to the background image is quite long, and that's okay because we're not working in the style sheet today. But again, my image actually does show up, which we do want. This right here is the job info page. And then the other page is our home page, the index. What we want to do today is take the div tags, which, for example, this first div tag up here at the top has a class called header, and we're going to remove all of that and replace it with the header semantic tag. Now, in doing so, see how div lit up like that? I need to take that div, get rid of it, and replace it with the closing of the header tag right there. So that's just replacing some of the information there and some of the code. But you can see when I reload this right now, it's showing, oh, a business owner is their own boss, which I do like. But why is it not actually formatting like it was? Because the header right now does not have any styling in the style sheet. So we're going to come back and do that. Don't worry about that. It's coming. But let's go ahead and finish the index page first. The content right here we want to change to main, the main semantic tag, and then down below again, see where the div is lit up, I need the close of the main. And then footer, just like we see right there, well, it's going to remain a footer, but now it's a semantic tag and not a class in a div tag. Okay, so that's just a nice way to structure things. If I go back to my home page right here, you can see it took away all the styling for those for that part of our code. So going now into job info, we're going to do exactly the same thing. So here's the div class, the division tag with a class header. Again, we're just going to change it to header, and that means I need to change the close of that tag to the close of the semantic tag, now header. Content again is going to replace with main, so it's not a class inside a div tag any longer. It is now its own semantic tag. And again, I got to change the close of that tag as well. Going down further, of course, we have the footer tag, the footer class, which is part of this div tag, but we're just going to make it its own footer semantic tag. And of course, we got to have the close of that as well. So once again, this doesn't change anything either for me in the job info page. Well, it did, but it took away all of the styling that we had for this stuff. So we're going to go now to the style sheet, and we now need to find those three that we changed. So remember how it used to be a class, so dot header. Now it's just going to be header. So I just take away the dot, and now it shows header. Content, we now changed, instead of a class inside of a div tag, it is now a main semantic tag. And footer is the same way. Again, I don't really need to take away footer. I just need to take away the dot in front of it so that it's no longer a class inside of a div tag. It's its own tag. And if we now go into our websites and reload them, all of our styles return. Now, again, you may ask, why are we doing this? Again, it just helps us a little bit with the structure of our code, even though it doesn't necessarily do much for us on the web page. And as you can see, we're now in the index, we're down to 30 lines of code, and the job info, we're down to 61. But I assume we'll be adding even more code as we do more assignments in this project. But as of now, that's all we needed to do for this assignment. So again, let's go. Let's review. We took the header class inside the div tag and changed it to its own, well, semantic tag, and then we took the what was it before, the section or whatever it was, which was a class inside the div tag, is now the main semantic tag. We also changed all the closing of these tags, but again, we had the class footer inside of the div tag. We now changed it to the footer semantic tag. So job info is the same thing. We took the main class and changed it to header, or what was the header class changed to the header semantic tag, and then we took the again, I'm forgetting what it was, but I think it was the section, wasn't it? The content class inside the div tag and changed the domain. And then at the bottom, we changed the footer class inside the div tag into the footer semantic tag. So you'll have to go back and pause the video wherever you need it. Again, in the style sheet, we did also change these three, which used to be the classes of header, content, and footer, and we changed them to these tags instead. So there's that code. Here's the index. Again, I can't show everything at the same time, but if you need any of these at any specific time, just pause it. And here's job info, starting at the top and working our way to the bottom. All right, that'll do it for me. Till next time.